What numbers did you hit last time? What do you want to hit this time? And we'll kind of start there and see like what we can do.
Okay. I mean, on a lot of our events, we're hitting over like between 300 and 500 interested on a $300 budget.
Okay.
And we thought we were what we've realized is that it's just dumb luck. We could get 500 interested and then only 75 people show up.
Yeah, so they're not like super qualified, super high quality leads.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what to do beyond that. It's I've for a long time we were doing promoted posts, which are different than Facebook ads. Mm-hmm. And the Facebook ads were, or the promoted posts were reaching the same amount of people that we were reaching with the ads. We only started doing ads the last couple of months, or last couple of events, and so far they're not performing as well as the promoted posts were, as far as actual people turning out to the show. That's like, I don't know any other metric to talk about that's maybe more important than that one. And Travis and I have we've debated as to which one's better than the other. I have a friend of mine that has a company that he started out, he was on the tip of Google AdWords when Google AdWords hit, and just really smart dude, makes like $1 bajillion a year now working for a company and doing all sorts of advertising and stuff. And he was telling me the benefits of Facebook ads rather than me doing the promoted posts. And he told me he kind of showed me a little bit about how to break down. But I mean, the fact that matters is that I'm a musician. I'm a booking agent. I'm a teacher. I'm all of these things. And everything that he gave me was amazing, but it was like really intense. It was like I had to do these mirror campaigns and basically like slightly alter all of them to see which ones we're promoting, and then like shift everything to that and all that kind of stuff. And that was a little overwhelming for me as far as me actually being able to execute that on a daily basis, because some of it is just, I have so many other things to do. And so I guess my question is, if that's what you're going to tell me to do, then I just need to buck up and figure out a way to do it. If there's you were talking about putting emails into the Facebook thing, so I could do that. So it would create a sort of a mirror audience, or I don't remember what the terminology was, but and I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
So I that's where we stand.
Cool.
That's kind of how we sit currently. So
perfect. And what's sold out at the Strand? Like 500 seats?
515 seats is sellout. 515
sellouts. And then we're working with a $300 ad budget.
Right.
And then you've been doing Facebook promoted posts, and then kind of jumped into ads a little bit.
Right.
And then and you said there's 1,000 on your email list about?
Our direct email list is over 1,000, which I just sent my first email the other day. And I think my open rate was somewhere around, after the first 24 hours, somewhere around 29%.
That's great. Yeah, that's really good.
So, and that's another question. It's how often is too often? I mean, should I be hitting that every week? Should I be hitting that once every couple weeks? I don't really know what the right answer is to that. So
yeah, so that's a good. Well, let's start with that one. So, 1,000 emails. That's really good, especially since it's a local business.
Yeah, it's literally everybody who's been to the Strand to watch us play.
Perfect.
It's no better leads than the ones that that we got it from the venue. They give us a printout of everybody. So then I put it into a, like I was telling you, a Google Doc that then shows me how frequent they've come. So I've got some that's been to 5 shows, for example, and then most of them are 1 to 2 kind of shows, just by sheer numbers.
Gotcha.
But, so I have a group of people like that, Cool. I have it kind of broke down already like that. So
cool. And do you know, this might be getting a little deep in the weeds. Do you know if those people bring like, is it just one person, or do they bring their family? So like maybe one guy that comes 5 times brings 5 people.
I don't know I don't know the frequency of tickets of what they're buying. I just know who's buying the tickets. That's what I know.
Cool, perfect. Good. Well, the good thing is you got a really good base start. Like
Cool.
That's awesome. A lot of people would like kill for that kind of start. Like you got 1,000 super high quality, highly targeted leads.
Right.
So we've got that base established. So let's jump into the email thing first. So I would kind of equate this to almost like learning to play solos. It's like when you're first starting off, you kind of just copy what everyone else does, and you listen, and then all of a sudden you probably play a lot of notes, and you're just trying out a lot of things, and then it takes experience and practice to get to where you've kind of found your voice. You've kind of found,
Sure.
you know, and you can simplify. In other words, you've got to get really technical, and then you can start to simplify.
Got it.
So it's super normal to feel overwhelmed because, you know, you're like, that's not what your focus is right now, at least, is digital marketing.
Right.
You know, so to stay on top of that stuff, it just takes like studying music. You just got to, you know, be in it every day. So no worries about that. So, so for this, the last kind of question I have before we can jump into some strategy is, are the ads we're talking about just for this Hall & Oates Huey Lewis show?
I mean, I would say, I mean, are you asking me if it's specific to this one, or are you asking me like, I'm trying to get better in general.
Cool. Perfect.
But anything that I can do to immediately implement into this Hall & Oates Huey Lewis show would be, I mean, obviously great. Because right now, we just don't understand why we have like, I think close to 300 leads or you know, interested, you know, clicked interested people that's engaged in the ad, and yet we only have 30 something tickets sold.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, so we're just, you know, the quality of leads are really taking a hit. And now I just hit the email list on Tuesday of this week. So I check every Monday to see where we stand. So we should see from that. I did look at some of the analytics from MailChimp. It said that of the 29% open rate, like 60 or something percent clicked on the links. I did several links within the hyperlinks within the page or the listing. It wasn't just like, here's the one ticket link. I did like 4 links that were sort of like non-discriminate, that like if somebody picked any one of those 4 or 5 links along the way that was like highlighted on different words that talked about the show or whatever, it would take them to the page to buy tickets. And I think of all the clicks that I got, like 60 something percent of the people that clicked on from the 29% of people that engaged in that opened the email, the people that, whatever the percentage of the people that clicked, 60 or 70% was like towards the page to where people buy tickets. So, I don't know where that'll lead me tomorrow. I guess I'll find out tomorrow. But yeah, so that's kind of where I stand with that.
For sure. Yeah. Gotcha. And all those so you said you had four or five hyperlinks on the email, but they all led to the same page.
They all led to the same page to buy tickets. You know, it was literally like to the ticket page. So
cool. And is that hosted at the Strand's page?
Yeah, the Strand does all the ticket sales.
Gotcha. And is that on like WordPress or something?
I think their site's a WordPress.
Okay, so the way I'm looking at it right now, and stop me whenever I get off base or whatever, is we're looking at kind of 2 things. So we've got an email list, and then we've got Facebook ads. So that's where we're coming from with generating leads. Then we've got 100 high quality leads here. And then for Facebook ads, we've got a $300 budget, which I think will be good to draw up interest, because the way I'm just thinking of it without seeing everything is that you spend the money on Facebook ads you can promote the show, but what I would maybe do would be to use the $300 to get people on the list, and then use email marketing to actually sell the tickets.
Cool idea.
Yeah.
So basically, you're harvesting email addresses through Facebook to then directly send marketing stuff to.
Exactly. Because email marketing is still the best way right now to convert people.
Okay.
And the cool thing is that it's a local business, so people are familiar with it. They know the Strand Theater. They know kind of what it is, what it stands for, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Use to collect emails, then sell tickets in the emails because you got a good open rate.
Right.
So let's go to the email list first.
Okay. So should I do that now, or are you going to talk about it? You mean?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So you're using MailChimp, and you wanted to know about frequency, and then also I wanted to talk about even just writing copy. So that's kind of an art in and of itself, like, you know, what you say in the email, the kind of offers you make. Like, kind of my rule of thumb, if you will, is never send out an email without some sort of offer in it. Now, it doesn't have to be a discount. It doesn't have to. You don't have to be like shoving stuff down people's throat.
Sure.
You can send out stuff that'll help them, and then they're like, "Oh, wow, this is like a free thing." But always make an offer.
Okay.
And I'll write this down and I can send it to you afterwards.
Yeah, that'd be great.
With emails. Now, I believe, so I use ActiveCampaign instead of MailChimp, but I believe MailChimp just started within the last few months the opportunity to kind of do drip email sequences and things like that, where you can, if people sign onto a list, you can send out emails all leading towards a sale. Essentially, it's an online sales funnel. So let's see. Okay. What if we started off with a strategy similar to this? So the goals are to build email list with high quality leads.
Right.
And those are local. And then to sell more tickets. And then kind of an offshoot of that is to build more interest in the Strand. And then but let's turn around and look at the customer benefit. So you want to provide high value entertainment for Mariettans.
Sure.
You want to maybe give parents a night out without the kids.
Right.
You want to give people a break from the day in, day out with, concerts, movies, whatever.
Right.
So that's always a good thing, really good thing to keep in mind is what people are getting by doing this.
Right.
Talking about, what they'll be. So like when I think of the show coming up, which is the Hall & Oates Huey Lewis show, I'm thinking it'll probably be like an older crowd. They kind of get to relive the 80s.
Right.
Summer's coming up,
Which that crowd is actually our younger crowd. Like, I mean, most of our crowds are like even older. Like,
yeah.
Because our sellout shows that we do every year are CCR, Eagles, Alabama, and those are like average. I mean, those people, you're talking an average of, between like late 50s and up. I mean,
interesting.
It's really crazy. Like like mid 40s, all the way up through whatever. Hall and Oates is one of our younger demographic shows, and that's the reason why we feel like that it's been a little harder to sell because most of the people that are coming to these shows are older, and Hall and Oates and Huey Lewis just like fits right up underneath of that demographic. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
So it's kind of been interesting for us, But we do classic music in general with that band. If we were to generalize it, I mean, we don't really do anything new. It's always old stuff. Like, so anyway, which we have a website, www.georgiaplayersguild.com. You can see all that, but
Perfect. Well, so when you said that, so it's a later crowd. Have y'all tried any sort of like newspaper ads or Cobb Living ads?
We have our friend Katie Ruth does some stuff for us sometimes in the Marietta Journal. we generally get like we'll get like a little mention from her about it. But as you know, I mean, a lot of people use, that generation, if they're going to use any social media platform, it's Facebook.
Absolutely.
They don't use Instagram. They don't use any. That's the reason why our Instagram numbers are so low. We have over 1,000 people that's liked our page, our Georgia Players Guild page. And those have not been, I've never ran a campaign for it, so they're completely organic.
Nice.
So I've never read any sort of paid campaign or anything like that. So just inviting people to like the page kind of thing, from friends of mine or whatever that are essentially local to Atlanta. So, and then people who's come to the show that's just like the page. So that's kind of where we sit with the Facebook situation, which is obviously our stronghold. So,
absolutely. Let me write that down real quick. Facebook
Sure.
page. You got about 1,000 on there, 1,000 fans.
Yeah.
And again, those are high quality. And that's the good thing, man, is that you haven't paid to build your Facebook page. Because when you do that, a lot of times people will just see it and click, and that's how it used to be. But you're not, by doing that, you're not building high quality leads. You're building just like whatever, it's a
Right.
vanity metric at that point.
Right. True.
Now, and I believe is that you can. The cool thing is that with Facebook ads you can do targeting, so you can actually go into your insights on that page and see the kinds of people that are liking the page, like how old they are, what their interests are, what they do for a living, like how much money they make. I don't know if it goes into that much detail, but you can target your ads based on that, because odds are if 500 people like your page that have this and this in common, then everyone else will too.
See, it's how I've been doing my ads so far is, or our promoted posts have been Marietta, Georgia, within say 10 to 15 miles of Marietta. We've been, we always put like tribute band or cover band, and we'll do like, we'll use tag words like the actual bands that we're covering, of course. Classic rock, maybe if it, whatever. And it always gives us the needle that says like your audience is, where you kind of wanted to be in the green, which is, I just kind of follow that.
Yeah.
And then, and then I set the amount and I let it rip, so like it's, aside from that, I don't really know much else to do. We always have it target men and women, and we always have it target people that are, 21 and over, essentially, because we don't really feel like an 18-year-old is kind of coming to our shows on regular, and we also understand that like buying ticket sales are the one thing that we've been able to predict, is that the older generation buys pre-sale tickets. The younger generation does not.
Interesting insight. That's really good insight.
Yeah, like no one buys. I mean, very rarely does that occur. I think it's a generational thing. It's an age thing. Like, older crowds will buy pre-sale tickets. So when we don't start selling a lot of pre-sale tickets early, we know we're in trouble. So that's the way. That's right now with, and we've also been able to figure out that generally at the Strand we sell about 100 tickets week of. We can almost always bank on 100 tickets to be sold week of show at the Strand. Before all the way up until show day. So wherever we sit right now, like if we're at like, say we've hit 40 tickets sold, we're kind of thinking of it as like,
you need to get 80% there.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
our operational costs are pretty high, for all of these shows. Now we're, essentially 3 weeks out from the show coming up, and the ad situation is really puzzling to us because we're not selling any pre-sale tickets yet. We're getting all these things. So anyway, I've circled back around, and said the same thing. But that's kind of where we sit.
Gotcha. Well, actually, let's do this now. Could you share your screen with me? And if it's cool with you,
yeah, sure.
Can we take a look at your ads?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So right here, yeah, let's look at your performance real quick. Or actually, see where it says columns?
Right here, yeah.
Yep. Click on that, and then go to performance and clicks. All right. Now let's scroll over to the Relevance Score. 6. Okay. Cost per 1,000, 11.3. Keep going. Cost per click, 15. Okay, look. So you see the click-through rate, CTR, is 0.93. Mm-hmm. So we want to see if we can get that to 5%. All right.
Okay.
So from 0.93 to 5%. Your relevance score. So do you stop me if you know any of this stuff, but your relevance score, you can look at it there, obviously. You want to get closer to an 8 and a 10. Now, your relevance score will change every day, based on like how your ad's doing that day. But usually, if it's doing under a 7, I will change up what I'm doing.
Okay.
So your reach is 1,300. You spent about $18. And event response. Okay, cool. Now let's check out the actual ad. So go ahead and click on that. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so let's scroll down and see what we've got. The Georgia Players Guild 2018 season at the Strand Theater continues with the music of Hall & Oates, You Listen News. Come here, hits like, then click the link for tickets. And then on Facebook, this might just be my screen. Are the pictures like condensed in the ad?
They look better than what this thing right here that I'm highlighting.
Like, see how to my screen they look kind of squished.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Interesting.
I mean, like this right here, like when you see the ad, like when I see it like on the whatever, like it looks fine, like on the event, like it doesn't look like this.
Ooh, okay, so I'll check it. So you see, look at the top right where it says ad preview, and then where it's got that little square with the arrow. Yep, click that, and then share that link with me, and then it'll open on my Facebook account. I can check. Yeah, so it's squished for me. So they are condensed. I mean, that's easy to fix. That's just like whatever the dimensions are for the ad. You can just like Photoshop, drag and drop to fix that.
Okay.
But anyhow, okay, so here's some things to think about for the ad and things to maybe change different. First of all, do you know like how you set this up? Like when you first click on your campaign options, it will give you the options to pick what you want to do, like optimize for conversions, for traffic, and etc. Do you remember what this was?
Oh yeah, I think I did just like engagement because I thought that was like the better way.
Gotcha. Okay.
To just like get as many people involved in the ad as possible. Is that not like the right way to do it, or should I be using something else?
So with this, the ultimate goal is ticket sales, correct?
Right.
Okay, so Facebook will change up who they show ads to based on your conversion metrics. Okay. So for engagement, obviously you got a lot of engagement. You've got 176 likes and 35 comments, so that's great. Engagement's also good because you can tell Facebook to go out and use who engaged with that to turn them into conversions, okay? Mm-hmm. But when you select conversions for your campaign goals, Facebook will try and find people that are much more likely to buy or purchase versus engage.
Okay.
So you got two different mindsets. So if you want to sell, always start with conversions, like if you're looking to get that.
Got it.
Okay, so that's kind of top level. Now, so the next thing is the ad.
Do I need to go change that? Do I need to change that now, or do we come back to that?
We can come back to it.
Okay.
I'll kind of just give you the theory, and then we can actually go in and change it. So
okay, cool.
The next one is when you're looking. The ad set's next, and that's where we'll pick demographics. We'll come back to that. Let's go to the ad since we've got it pulled up.
Okay. Let's see.
So it looks like it's pretty even, men and women, maybe a little bit more men. Mm-hmm. And let's look at the placement too. Click on the placement. Okay, so you're doing all Facebook. Mm-hmm. You narrowed it down. Good. That's what I would do too. You could do Instagram, but I would leave out Audience Network and Messenger as well, and just stick to Facebook. Pretty much just stick to Facebook.
Right.
All right, now let's go to the actual ad one more time before we kind of do a deep dive and get this right. So, the ads that work best on Facebook are the ones that don't look like ads.
Right.
So, with this, I would almost, when you're thinking of a picture, because that's what stops people is the picture, I would almost think of doing a picture that's taken from an iPhone, or just like one that doesn't look like professionally done but looks still sharp.
Okay.
Maybe your best iPhone picture of you guys performing at the Strand.
Got it. Okay.
Because when people scroll by, they're like, oh, this looks like a photo my Aunt Jenny would share. And then they stop. Right. Now let's look at the headline there. So the headline is The Music of Hall & Oates and Huey Lewis. What I would do is, we could look at is to run a campaign. So we can start a new campaign. We'll target it to conversions, and then we'll totally take off the button. So we won't have any button there. So where it says learn more by mouth, take it off, because then it looks more like a regular post.
Okay.
And then I think the actual copy, like the body copy, the Georgia Players Guild season, it isn't bad. I think we could tweak it just a little bit and get that picture.
Yeah, I mean, I've got all kinds of other pictures of us playing as a band I could throw in there if you want.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, dude. So what do you say we do another ad, like a new campaign?
Sure.
Are you cool with that?
Sure, yeah.
Cool. So let's go ahead and let's do another campaign.
Okay, so
and you can pause this one if you want, or just keep going and pause it later. It doesn't matter.
So wait. Well, I think it's working here up at the top bar.
And then let's optimize for conversions on the top right.
Got it.
Gotcha. And we'll call this, let's call it Hall & Oates Huey Lewis ticket sales. And then the key result, click on that. Let's see what we got.
This one right here, or continue?
Yeah, the drop down right there. Let's see what we got. So purchases. Do you know if the Strand has like the Facebook pixel set up on the website?
What do you mean by Facebook pixel?
So on each website, in fact, I can check it right here too. So you can put a piece of JavaScript code onto a website, and it's called the Facebook pixel. Because here's the thing, you can't track any of that without the pixel.
Right.
And the pixel's free. It's just a piece of little code you put in it's really easy to set up.
Yeah, so I could just tell them to be adding, like, for every show that we do, the pixel on their website of, I mean, I don't know. You can check and see if they've got it.
Facebook's really cool because when people go to the Strand's website, even if they're not coming from Facebook, Facebook will still track that as long as they're signed in. So if I was signed into Facebook just on my MacBook, like not on it, but just signed in the world.
Okay.
If I logged in, if I went to the Earl Strand Smith Theater, Facebook would say, hey, we got someone. Let's check if they got a Facebook profile up. They do. Bam. We're going to tag that guy. And then you can show ads to me, even though I didn't click on that ad to begin with. So it's really powerful. So I would have them put that up. But in any case... and
the Facebook pixel, just to clarify, because I'm not really good with this kind of stuff, the Facebook pixel would be them linking it to this particular ad?
So that's a good question. So the Facebook pixel, just think of it as a piece of code that you put on your page one time. So it's like JavaScript. They put it on the page at the top, and now anytime you run an ad or whatever, it filters through that.
Got it. Cool. So so I could just tell their people that they need a Facebook pixel, and that's all they would need to know in order to make that sort of happen.
Pretty much, yeah. You put it on one time, and it comes with its own set of like conversions built in, like popular ones.
Uh-huh.
But if you wanted to get specific, like these are Hall & Oates tickets on this page, and I've got a video showing how that works, so you can watch that and I'll explain it on
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Cool. But anyhow, let's go into this, and if nothing else, we can just build this up to the launch, and then once the pixel gets on there, we can, you can launch it. Anyways, let's optimize for purchases. Click continue.
Okay.
All right. So now it's asking you again. There's the pixel thing. So when I'm naming the ad sets, I usually just name it by my audience. So we can leave that blank for now and scroll down.
Okay.
And then let's create. Let's do two things. Let's do one, a custom audience that's not been built yet.
Okay.
And then the second one, let's do the email list that you already have.
Great. Got it.
All right. So in this one, go ahead and kind of walk me through what you would do.
Okay. So for the audience, generally what I would do is I would go ahead and X out of that, and then I would just type in Marietta, Georgia. And then it would come up and it would say, 25 miles, and maybe that's okay for this particular setting. So I'll just say, okay, that's cool. And then if I feel like I want to advertise to 18-year-olds, I will, but I don't think they're really on it. So then maybe I might up the age to be at least above drinking age. Though I think it might, for our audience, it might need to be higher.
Okay. I would agree with that.
Okay, so what do you think I should maybe leave it at?
So let's just say this is just for the Hall & Oates show right now.
Okay.
I'm thinking like 30, maybe mid-30s.
I think 30 is great.
Yeah, and maybe to just 55, 30 to 55.
Okay, cool.
All right, languages. You can just put English. I don't think Facebook will target just Spanish speakers or whatever. All right, now let's go into detailed targeting.
Okay.
So go ahead and kind of walk me through what you would want to do.
So I would type in maybe Hall & Oates. That's a band, right?
All right.
Maybe I would type in Huey Lewis and the News.
All right.
Maybe I would type in Tribute Band.
Okay.
Or maybe, and then once I see that it says if I see it's too small, if it's only 15,000 people, I might back it up and be I don't know, try something else I don't know, Yacht Rock. Maybe that's something.
Okay. So
that's 144,000. So maybe I'd put that. I don't know. That's the kind of stuff I do.
Gotcha. All right. So let's think about this real quick. Take a step back. So first of all, with the interests, I usually only try and target between 1 and 2 interests. And the reason is because, let's say you do Hall & Oates, Huey Lewis, people that like tribute bands, people that like drinking, people that like going out. Then if your ad's successful, you don't know which one of those 5 was kind of your
Got
thing.
it.
So if you wanted to run multiple interests, I would maybe do 5 different ad sets.
Got it, yeah.
Each one with those interests. And then it's kind of not a pain to set up. It just takes a little bit more time.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you'll know who converts better, whether it's based on people that like the artist, people that like drinking, whatever, okay?
Right.
So, but what I want to do is click on Browse right there. And click on Behaviors. And then let's scroll down and look at Purchase Behaviors. And then let's go to, let's see what purchase types has to say. Click on that and expand. Okay, so maybe not that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's scroll back up to buyer profiles.
Are you looking for something that does with music or something? Is that what you're kind of looking for?
Not necessarily. So I'm thinking this. So we've targeted kind of 30 to 55. And my thing is that we'll target people that like Hall & Oates, but also let's bring in one more behavior-based purchases. So we want to target people that like Hall & Oates, but also spend money going out, buying drinks, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden you've got someone that likes to do what this event is, which is a concert with drinks and stuff like that, that also likes the band. So it's like a psychographic and then a demographic.
Got it.
So, lower buyer profile, minimize that. And there is an online somewhere in there. You might have to dig a little bit, but there's just click on add demographics, interests, or behaviors where you can type stuff in.
Okay.
And then type in online purchases. Okay, and now hover over that and see what it says. People who have expressed an interest or pages related to online purchase. Okay, now let's go to delete that and type in live music.
Yeah, I've typed in some things like this before.
Okay, let's see if anything comes up. People who have an interest in pages related to live music. So that looks like it's not live. It looks like, I don't know why it's put together like that. Like there's no space. It looks like maybe that's the name of a band or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then let's do one more thing and type, go to browse. Go to demographics, financial. Let's go to income. And then let's target people, on 2 and 3. So these are people that we know will have a little bit of cash to burn through, and could spend money on this. Because you're looking at let's say $22 a ticket, drinks. You're looking at a $50 to $75 night probably.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even 100 to 124. Okay, so let's just start with that. And now we've got what I would think of as our first ad. So we start small. We target people that like Hall & Oates that have disposable income.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you can X out of the targeting. We'll go to placements. Ooh, but lastly, is there anyone you'd like to exclude from the audience?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. What do you mean?
So nothing comes to my mind, but
Yeah.
if I was running one for Uptown Down, the wedding band, I would exclude married people,
Right.
or people that already liked my page because they would have heard of us. So I don't need to advertise to them necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But
Placements. Usually, I just do automatic placements because it says recommended, which I know there's probably better. So
okay, you're right. Your intuition is right. Let's go to edit placements.
Okay.
Okay, so now one thing you can do is look on your page insights and see, if everyone that clicks through has an iPhone, then I would select just iPhone. But usually I don't really recommend, you don't have to mess with all devices.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go into minimizing for Facebook. So let's take out right column.
Take out which? The Facebook one?
No. So keep that, but see where it says right column and it's checked?
Oh, right.
Yeah, let's take that out.
Yeah, nobody ever looks at the right column.
Let's take out marketplace.
Okay.
Let's take out instant articles. Still in Facebook, yeah. Let's take... You can keep Instagram or not.
Mm-hmm.
I would take it out for right now, for our purposes.
Yeah.
Totally take out Audience Network and Messenger. Yep. Now, I'm good with that with placements.
Okay.
So keep scrolling down, see if we need to add anything there. Gotcha. Now, here's a caveat. I would check only when connected to Wi-Fi, and here's my thinking behind that. Because if people are, let's say they're in the grocery store in line, or let's say that they're, checking out somewhere, so they might want to buy the ticket, but they're not connected to Wi-Fi. Usually means they're out and about, so they might not be in a state to buy the tickets.
Ah.
Whereas on Wi-Fi, it's usually a more stable customer because they're probably sitting down somewhere, they've got time. So I usually, if it's purchase related, will select that.
Cool.
Cool. And so keep scrolling down. And yeah, that's good. All right. So your daily budget, man, you can select put that whatever, works for you guys. But Facebook needs 50 conversions in a week in order to optimize their algorithm for your ad.
That's a really good piece of information.
Yeah, so it takes 50 conversions in a 7-day period for them to be like, okay, these are the kind of people clicking and buying. Let's show them to those people, and let's drop off the other people.
Cool. The last ad that I had a budget for 300 for, it was showing I only spent how much?
$18.
That's horrible.
Well, it depends on like what your conversions are. So here's what I would do. And I don't want to overwhelm, but like I would do 3 ads at $100 each lifetime budget.
Okay.
And then the only thing I would change on them would be the targeting.
Okay.
So I would do the same ad, but just targeted to different demographics of people. And then you'll know next time what comes in. So if like, let's say you target people that like Hall & Oates on one ad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say in the next ad you target people that buy lots of food and drinks, like go out a lot.
Right.
And then the third one you target like, whoever, just like people that love Marietta or whatever.
Right.
And then 30% of your ticket sales come from the people that love Marietta. Then it's like, well, shoot, I'm starting with that next time and not even bothering with the other stuff.
Right.
So anyhow, so your scheduled date, you can start that with whatever makes sense.
Now it's great.
Okay. So it looks like you just got to change the time for that.
Oh.
So like, let's say 6 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
And then we want to optimize for conversions.
Yep.
And then now your conversion window, what that means is that Facebook will continue to track people. So like, let's say John Smith clicks on your ad. It takes him to the sales page and he's like, I'll buy it later. As long as he buys those tickets within 7 days, Facebook will consider that a conversion that they brought.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, they're tracking their Facebook profile, so they just are able to track it. They don't have to click on the ad again or anything.
So should I click this here then?
Optimize for both link clicks and conversions if optimizing for just conversions is good enough for results. You can. Usually I don't.
Okay.
Unless after like 3 or 4 days, nothing's really happening.
Okay.
So let's just leave that blank.
Cool.
Run ads all the time. So you can pick that. Like if your audience, like let's say they're all asleep between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., you might not want to run them then. That's kind of, you would know a little bit better than me.
Well, they're all older folks, so I would imagine they go to bed early.
Okay, so then maybe to save a little money, you could take it out between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m.
Was it 12, 1, 12:30? Was it 12? How's this work here, this grid?
Yeah, so you can what I would do is just use that whole bottom row and just select everything except for between 2 and 6 a.m.
Is this?
So see, when it's blue, that means that it's scheduled to show. So
my
yeah,
bad.
So select everything except that. Opposite.
Okay, so